Me, mid-30s, married 11 years to Rachel. 3 kids. House smells like Cheerios and wet sneakers. Life feels busy but stable. Start noticing she's always out. Spin class turns into brunch, turns into night drives. 3 to 5 days a week gone. 8 to 12 hours. Says I'm dramatic for counting. Says mothers deserve autonomy. I nod because arguing makes me tired. One night I wake up to the glow. She's asleep with her phone unlocked on her chest. Feel that cold drop in my gut. Tell myself don't do it. Do it anyway. Open messages. Not work. Not friends. Some guy named Mark with a fish picture. Nudes. Paragraphs about how she misses his hands. My vision narrows. Wake her up too fast. She screams like I stabbed her. Immediately flips it to me. Says invasion of privacy. Says I violated a boundary. Then cries. Then admits it. Calls it a mistake. Singular. Says she was lonely. Says I work too much. Says she never planned to meet him. Promises to try. Promises to be present. Changes her phone pin to mine. Says transparency is healing. Goes cold turkey on nights out. Starts cooking again. Posts family photos. Therapy language floods the house. Words like repair and attachment. I want to believe. I choose believe. Months go by. I don't check her phone once. Feel proud of myself. Fast forward to a Tuesday afternoon. Kids get home from school quiet. Too quiet. 10-year-old won't look at me. 8-year-old keeps rubbing his eyes. 5-year-old glued to the couch. They ask if we can talk without mom. That tone. Sit at the kitchen table. Oldest starts crying immediately. Says mom is cheating. I laugh by accident. They don't. They explain. They were using the laptop. iCloud synced. Photos. Messages. Different names. Different dates. Years. They say they didn't understand everything. But understood enough. I feel my jaw lock. Ask too many questions. Realize what I'm doing. Stop. Tell them none of this is their fault. They say they tried not to look. Say they tried to forget. Say it made their stomach hurt. Say they couldn't keep the secret anymore. Hug them too hard. Tell them I'll handle it. They ask if we're getting divorced. Say I don't know. That night she falls asleep fast. Peaceful. I lie there staring at the ceiling. Wait an hour. 2. Get up. Open her phone. The pin works. Scroll. 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 It's not one guy. It's a parade. Gym guy. Old coworker. Some dude from a concert. Messages overlapping. Planning weekends. Talking about how trapped she feels. How I'm jealous and controlling. How she can't wait to be free. How she'll take the kids because I'm unstable. I don't breathe for a while. Close the phone. Sit on the floor until morning. Confront her at breakfast. Kids at school. Show her nothing. Just say they know. She goes white. Then angry. Says how dare I involve them. Says I should have protected her privacy better. Says I'm poisoning them against her. I ask how long. She says that's not the point. I ask how many. She says numbers are misogynistic. I ask if she planned to leave. She says she was exploring possibilities. Says monogamy is a social construct. Says I weaponize stability. Tells me I need therapy for my jealousy. I ask about the messages. She says those were fantasies. Says nothing physical counts if it didn't feel real. I ask why she promised to stop. She says growth isn't linear. Asks me why I'm so obsessed with control. I start laughing again. She tells me laughing is abusive. Packs a bag. Says she's going to stay with a friend to de-escalate. Leaves me with a printed list of boundaries. One says do not interrogate. One says respect her journey. One says do not discuss adult issues with children. She drives off. I sit there staring at the fridge magnets. Realize every promise was just a pause. And I was the only one standing still. She doesn't come back that night. Texts at 1:14 a.m. Says she needs space to process my reaction. Tells me not to contact her unless it's about logistics. I don't reply. Next morning I make lunches on autopilot. Kids ask where mom is. Say she's visiting a friend. Oldest doesn't believe me. School drop-off feels like a hostage exchange. Get home to an email from her. Subject line boundaries moving forward. For paragraphs, lots of words like accountability and safety. Says she felt surveilled for years. Says my expectations made her disappear. Says my tone caused her secrecy. No apology. Just framing. I call a lawyer during my lunch break. He asks if there was infidelity. I laugh again. He doesn't. That night she comes back for clothes. Won't look at me. Asks me to leave the room so she can pack in peace. It's my bedroom. I go sit in the garage. Hear drawers opening. Hear her humming. She leaves with a suitcase and my hoodie. Texts me a photo of a Google Calendar. Shared custody proposal. Already color-coded. I haven't even agreed we're separating. She enrolls herself in therapy the next day. Posts a quote about healing cycles. Her sister calls me. Says Rachel is finally choosing herself. Says I should support her growth. Says marriages end when men refuse to evolve. I ask if she knows about the affairs. She says labels are harmful. Kids start acting weird. 10-year-old won't use his tablet. 8-year-old flinches when phone notifications go off. 5-year-old asks if pictures can hurt you. I email the school counselor. Rachel replies CC'd. Says I'm escalating unnecessarily. Says children are resilient. Says I'm projecting shame. Week 2 she brings a mediator. Not a lawyer. A mediator. Asks me to sit at the dining table. She brought printouts. House rules moving forward. No phone checks. No questions about her personal life. No discussing adult topics with kids. I ask how that works when the adult topics already hit them. Mediator says let's reframe. Rachel says I'm catastrophizing. I point out the kids saw everything. She says they violated her privacy. Mediator nods. I stare at the mediator. Ask if we're in a prank show. Rachel says sarcasm is a defense mechanism. Week 3 she starts staying out again. Says she's at group therapy. Comes home smelling like cologne that isn't mine. I don't comment. She says my silence feels manipulative. I start sleeping on the couch. She says that's performative. Kids start asking whose car that was dropping her off. She says I'm interrogating them through proximity. I get a message from her friend Jen. Says Rachel feels unsafe around me. Says I should consider anger management. I have never raised my voice. Week 4 she files paperwork. Separation agreement drafted already. Claims emotional abuse. Lists examples. One is tracking time spent away. Another is expressing discomfort with non-monogamy. My lawyer sighs. Says this is going to be expensive. Rachel starts rewriting history out loud. Says we were basically roommates. Says intimacy died years ago. Says she stayed for the kids. I ask why she sexed plans to run away. She says those were metaphors. She asks why I'm obsessed with text. Says words aren't actions. Then says my words hurt more than her actions ever did. Mediator asks us to take a breath. I ask who she's seeing now. She says that's not relevant. I say it is when strangers are around my kids. She says I don't get to police her joy. Week 5 she brings one of the guys to a school fundraiser. Introduces him as a friend. He avoids my eyes. My kid asks why mom's friend calls her babe. She says children repeat things. Principal pulls me aside. Asks if everything's okay at home. I say no. She files for temporary custody changes the next day. Claims I'm unstable. Attaches screenshots of me asking questions. I realize this isn't about leaving. It's about winning. And I am very, very tired. Court date gets scheduled fast. Faster than my brain can keep up. She shows up calm. New haircut. Linen blazer. Smells like eucalyptus and victory. I bring a folder. It looks stupid next to her binder. Judge asks about co-parenting. Rachel says we're in different emotional realities. Says I fixate. Says I monitor. Says I create an environment of fear. My lawyer tries to talk about the affairs. Her lawyer reframes. Says consensual digital exploration. Says no physical danger. Says my reactions destabilize the children. Judge nods slowly. Temporary orders get set. Shared custody, but she controls schedules. I get every other weekend plus Wednesdays. It feels like being demoted from my own life. Kids cry the first exchange. Rachel kneels down and tells them daddy needs time to regulate. They look at me like I'm contagious. Week 6 I find out she moved closer to downtown. Smaller place. Closer to nightlife. Kids say there's a man there sometimes. They say he sleeps on the couch. They say mom says he's helping her heal. I document everything. Lawyer says keep notes. Says don't react. Rachel starts a group chat called Co-Parenting Alliance. Adds her sister. Adds the mediator. Adds a therapist I've never met. Every message feels like a deposition. I ask if the kids did homework. She says tone. I ask if pickup is still 6. She says flexibility is a gift. Week 7 my oldest refuses to go with her. Says his stomach hurts. Rachel says I'm coaching him. Says she'll note it. I don't know what that means. She enrolls them in family therapy without asking. Therapist asks how daddy makes them feel unsafe. Kids freeze. Therapist nods. Silence gets interpreted as trauma. I get an email summary. Language is slippery. No direct accusations. Just concern. Week 8 she posts vacation photos. Kids not in them. Caption about rediscovering selfhood. Comments full of claps and hearts. My aunt sends me a message. Asks what I did. I don't reply. School calls again. 8-year-old drew a picture. House split in half. Stick figure mom on one side with lots of colors. Stick figure dad on the other. Very small. Teacher asks if we're in counseling. Say yes. She nods like that explains it. Week 9 Rachel asks to swap weekends. Says she has a retreat. I say no. She says I'm being inflexible. Says flexibility is part of healing. Files a motion. Judge grants it. Kids go with her. Come back different. 10-year-old asks if love can be temporary. 5-year-old asks if phones are bad. I stop sleeping. Garage becomes my office. Work performance tanks. HR asks if everything is okay. I say yes. They don't believe me. Week 10 I finally snap. Send a long email. Not angry. Just facts. Dates. Messages. What the kids saw. How scared they were. Rachel replies CCING everyone. Says my fixation proves her point. Says I'm re-traumatizing her. Says she won't engage with narratives rooted in control. Therapist backs her up. Says intent matters more than impact sometimes. I read that sentence 12 times. Week 11 she asks for child support recalculation. Says her healing requires financial stability. Lawyer says this is normal. Nothing feels normal. Week 12 I hear through a friend she's pregnant. Not confirmed. Just whispers. I don't ask. Kids come home quiet again. 10-year-old asks if mom can love more than one family. I don't know how to answer. I just sit there, holding a juice box. Realize I've been reacting this whole time. Never acting. The rules keep changing. And I'm always late to them. Week 13 the rumor becomes real. She tells me casually during a handoff. Says she wanted transparency. Says it's early. Says please don't make a face like that in front of the kids. I ask whose. She says that question is violent. Kids stare at the pavement. I don't say anything. She thanks me for being mature. Texts later asking to adjust pickup times for prenatal appointments. Adds a smiley to soften it. Lawyer says congratulations complicate things. Mediator schedules another meeting. New ground rules. No discussing the pregnancy with the children. No expressing confusion. No negative energy. I ask how to answer questions. Mediator says redirect to feelings. I don't have feelings left. Week 14 the man shows up more. Kids say he makes pancakes. They say he uses my pan. They say mom laughs louder now. 10-year-old starts wetting the bed. Therapist calls it regression. Rachel calls it my influence. School sends another email. Attendance slipping. Teacher asks about stability. I forward it to Rachel. She replies with an article about patriarchal panic. Week 15 child support gets recalculated again. Retroactive. Lawyer says pay it. I sell my guitar. Sell a watch my dad gave me. Rachel posts a story about letting go of material attachments. I stopped checking. Week 16 court review. Judge asks if things have calmed down. Rachel says yes. Says I'm learning to respect her autonomy. I nod because that seems required. Judge smiles. Says children benefit from calm parents. I think about the kids seeing those photos. Keep my mouth shut. Afterward, Rachel asks if I want to feel the baby kick someday. I say maybe. She says maybe is progress. Week 17, my oldest stops talking to me in full sentences. Everything is shrugs. My middle kid starts apologizing for nothing. 5-year-old pretends his phone is broken and throws it away. I tape it back together and put it in a drawer. Week 18, Rachel asks if I can take the kids extra. Says she needs rest. I say yes. They stay with me 10 days straight. They sleep on the couch. We eat cereal for dinner. They laugh a little. Rachel posts about self-care and community support. When they go back, they cry harder than before. She tells them big emotions are okay, but transitions require trust. Looks at me when she says trust. Week 19, I get laid off. Company restructuring. HR offers resources. I nod. Tell Rachel. She asks how this will affect support. I don't answer. Week 20, I sit alone in the garage. Boxes everywhere. Hear laughter from a neighbor's yard. Think about how loud my house used to be. Phone buzzes. Group chat message. Rachel reminding me about boundaries during financial stress. Says anxiety can manifest as control. I mute the chat. Week 21, kids ask where I'll live if the house sells. I say close. They don't look convinced. Week 22, baby shower invite arrives. My name not on it. Kids' names are. Rachel asks if I can help them pick gifts. Says it would mean a lot. I don't reply. That night I lie on the couch. Stare at the ceiling fan. Count rotations. Think about how every argument ended with new rules. How every truth got softer until it disappeared. Realize I don't miss her. I miss being believed. Phone buzzes again. Rachel asking if I got the invite. Says silence feels punitive. Says she hopes I choose growth. I turn the phone face down. The house is very quiet. I don't move.